started, and here is your question. Yes, so if you have read and understood, considering the clinical examination station, kindly begin. Kindly begin. Begin, please. Are you there, Dr. Kuldeep? Right,
Ma'am,
start.
I will enter the room. I will wash my hands. I will introduce myself. Good morning. I'm Dr. Kuldeep, one of the surgical candidate. May I know your name and date of birth, please?
I'm John, 56 years old. Continue.
John, how are you?
I have terrible pain in my tummy.
So sorry to know that. As I know you are in the post-operative period of hemilamectomy, left side hemilamectomy, and you are in the so much of pain. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you able to breathe properly?
I have
I will
too much
remove the
pain.
mask.
Yes.
I will remove the mask of the patient. I will ask him. I will start as the patient is in too much of pain and he is not able to comprehend well. I will start the CRISP protocol. I will manage the patient with ABCD approach. I will start looking at the airway. I will listen. I will look. I will listen, and I will check for. I will check for the. I will check for the secretions. I will check for the any shortness of breath. I will adjust the bed to 45 degree so that patient will have a proper breathing. I will start the patient on high flow oxygen. Then I will check for the I will look for the respiratory rate. I will check for the equal. I will check for the equal chest expansion. I will check for any bandages over the chest. I will check for the peripheral pulsation. I will check for the capillary refill time. I will check for the uh, I will check for the capillary refill time. I will check for the peripheral pulses, and I will check for the any signs of central cyanosis, and I will set any signs of peripheral cyanosis. I will check for the pallor. Then I will check for the GCS score of the patient. Is if patient is able to manage, is patient is fine or not. Then I will start. I will check for any sign of dehydration or not, any signs of congested neck veins, or then I will auscultate the chest for bilateral air
Did you
entry
read
as
the
well as.
question?
Yes, ma'am.
It was abdominal examination.
Ma'am, because I started with the CRISP protocol because patient
Yes.
had presented with a
Just only
shortness
from
of breath.
front you'll examine. Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm going from then I will go for behind also, ma'am, because patient mainly presented with the shortness of breath. That's why I'm focusing over the chest only. I will come to the abdomen, ma'am. I will ask the examiner, can I remove the bandage of the patient, as the patient is having a post-operative case of left hemicolectomy. If the examiner allow me, then I will inspect the wound also, ma'am. Then so
Examiner will not allow you. He will say consider. Okay, continue.
okay. Ma'am, I will check for the whether I will auscultate the chest whether the patient is having air equal entry or not. I will auscultate the front of the chest. I will auscultate the axillary portion of the chest, and I will ask the patient to just sit sit, and I will check, or in the left lateral position, I will check for the back for the any signs of pulmonary edema. I look for coarse crepitus. I will look for. I want to take the patient deep breaths, and I will look for the I look for the any added sounds. Then I will want the patient, as the patient will be wearing the TED stockings. I will ask the patient. I will ask the examiner, can I remove the TED stocking, and I will check for the calf tenderness, and then I will review the charts if time permits.
Okay, and what you
Ma'am,
would have done to complete your
after ma'am, I will, if time permits me, ma'am, I will go for abdominal examination. I will check for the peripheral vascular examination, ma'am, to if the time permits, ma'am.
Okay, you still have approximately 2 minutes. So
Ma'am, I will.
what is there
Then I
something
will,
that you have missed?
ma'am. If there is a Doppler, if there is a Doppler, then I will go for a venous Doppler, ma'am. If
Why
the
this
I
one?
Ma'am, because I am suspecting a patient is of a case of hemilectomy, and patient presented with a shortness of breath. I want to rule out the pulmonary embolism, ma'am.
Oh, what happens in left
Deep,
hemicolectomy?
ma'am, in left hemicolectomy, ma'am, we will remove the left side of the whole of the colon, ma'am, and we do the
So what are
defunctional
the
ileostomy.
possibilities? If you can, okay, if you present your case now, then we'll discuss the differential diagnosis.
Ma'am, today I have examined say 56-year-old male who is the post of day 6 of the left hemicolectomy, presented with a shortness of breath. On examination, I have seen there is no peripheral, there is no peripheral calf tenderness, and there is patient is having a tachycardia. Patient is having tachypnea of 18 per minute, and patient there is no signs of any peripheral central cyanosis. There is no sign of any peripheral edema, and there is no signs of any dehydration, but there is equal air entry bilateral. There is equal air entry bilateral sides.
Bilaterally, okay. So what
Bilaterally.
are your differential diagnosis for this patient?
My first differential will be pulmonary embolism. Second differential diagnosis will be a chest infection or pneumonia, ma'am.
All right, okay. How do you, what are the management options that you can suggest for this patient?
Ma'am, I will, as I'm suspecting pulmonary embolism, I will investigate the patient through CT, duplex of the bilateral calf region, as well as the CT angiography, pulmonary CT angiography. And if it turns out to be a pulmonary embolism, I can start with the non-pharmacological management, including continue with the TED stocking.
Dr. Kuldeep, if it is
Yeah.
pulmonary embolism, then which system of the body will be involved?
Lung, ma'am.
Will I ask you to examine the abdomen of the patient if like if the scenario is about pulmonary embolism? And like if you do colectomy or something, then you suture it, anastomose it. So what can happen in a post-op patient?
Ma'am, there can be anastomotic leak. Anastomotic leak, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is the case of, and shortness of breath that this patient has, it's because of pain, not because of pulmonary embolism. This
Okay, ma'am.
minute. So management, kindly tell me according to anastomotic leak, please.
Ma'am, for anastomotic leak, ma'am, I will start. We
Nil by
need to
mouth,
keep the
okay.
patient nil per mouth, ma'am. I will
Then?
monitor the patient in. I will catheterize the patient to look for urine output, ma'am.
Good.
And I will start with the nasotracheal tube suction and bowel. I will give the patient bowel rest by keeping the patient nil per mouth.
Nasotracheal or nasogastric?
Nasogastric, ma'am. Nasogastric.
Yes.
And I will shift the patient to HDU for monitoring. I will monitor the fluid intake. I will start the patient on parenteral nutrition, and I will I will start the patient on broad spectrum IV antibiotics. I will send the blood for ABG as well as urine and urine culture, ma'am. And I will get the chest X-ray to rule out any pulmonary cause of the
Any respiratory cause,
any
because
respiratory cause,
yes,
ma'am.
because it's a post-op patient and abdominal surgery has taken place. So there could be chances, okay, pulmonary embolism could be, but this is not the major differential diagnosis that we have to deal with. But then still, one of the differentials that we have to rule out. Good. So yes, what I thought that, okay, now we'll try again another CRISP protocol. Last time it was respiratory system, this is abdominal system. So you have to know how many, like there is only one CRISP protocol for abdomen and there is one CRISP protocol for respiratory system. And if you see abdomen written, then it's anastomotic leak by default. And it's,
Okay, ma'am.
how would you begin? Like in the beginning, you'll confirm the name and age. You enter, you wash your hand, you introduce yourself, you confirm the name and age of the patient. Patient may respond to you, patient may not respond to you because patient is having shortness of breath, so there could be an oxygen mask over the patient's mouth or face. So what would you do? You'll confirm it with the armband. You'll say, okay, I'm
Yes,
going to
ma'am.
confirm patient is not talking, so I'll confirm. Then since outside it's written that you have to do the abdominal examination, so you'll begin with the general abdominal examination. You'll did the inspection, then comes the palpation. You'll do the superficial palpation. The moment you'll touch the patient, patient will scream. Don't do it hard, don't do it rough, just softly and politely, like softly and respectfully. So patient will cry with the pain and you'll say, oh, patient has too much pain, I cannot continue with the rest of the abdominal examination. And then you'll convert it to the CRISP protocol.
Okay.
So what were the things of the CRISP protocol? Airway, you confirmed. Then breathing.
Breathing, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am. I will check
Trachea.
for the trachea respiratory movements, ma'am. I will check
Chest
for the
wall
respiratory
movements,
movements
yes,
where the
percussion,
chest. Yes,
auscultation you
ma'am.
did. Then you did the circulation. You told me that correctly. Mouth of
Then
dehydration,
disability,
eye
ma'am.
pallor, neck veins,
Disability.
heart auscultation, then disability. And the fifth one is exposure.
Exposure.
You did ask for dressing. I told you already. You have to ask. You did it right. You did it absolutely right. You ask the patient that if I can expose, examiner will say consider. You'll not do it then. Okay. And then you'll squeeze the calf muscles for tenderness.
Yes, ma'am.
So you did, it's not pulmonary embolism, so it will not hurt patient. So then you'll review the chart. Patient's charts will be given to you, ECG and everything. So you would have to look at that.
Ma'am, can I ask one question?
Yes,
Ma'am,
please.
like earlier, 2 days back, we did for a THR and that pulmonary embolism, same
Yes.
CRISP protocol.
Yes.
Like that, that time we discussed it, whether the patient is not able to comprehend, we remove the mask and we will ask that, are you okay? Then we will shoutly said, I need to shift to CRISP protocol. It shouldn't be done like that.
No, for this one, you have to do the superficial palpation, but don't do it roughly. Don't elicit pain to the patient. Do it softly. But you have to do superficial. You have to do the superficial palpation, and then you will not do the deep palpation, and you will not go for the organs palpation or anything. You'll stop and then you'll convert.
Like in the starting, I will say I will inspect the abdomen. I will stand at the bed end of the patient. I will check for the any I will on inspection there is a bandage applied on the midline like that. I will start. Then I will start with the palpation like that, ma'am.
Sorry, say it again.
In the starting, ma'am, just I enter in the room. I will introduce. I will wash my hand. I will ask, how are you? Today I've asked to examine your abdomen. And if the patient is not apprehending, I will ask him again, are you all right? Today I've asked to examine your abdomen. Patient said I was in pain. I will said, shall I offer you something? He said, no, go ahead. Then I will check for the inspection, like there is a center midline bandage was there.
Yeah.
There is no mobility or any devices. There is drain is there like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
this tension in the abdomen. Then I will start. I will palpate the abdomen, but the patient is in too much of pain. Then I will shift to the CRISP protocol.
Yes. You'll do
Okay.
superficial palpation. You maybe a patient will be acted, so it will not be the check the charts too. Yes, he did check the charts. Patient will be actor, so most likely patient will say, okay, yes, you'll ask for permission to palpate. Patient will say yes. So once you'll do, but you have to do superficial palpation here in abdominal
ma'am.
examination. You have to. This was something you missed in the beginning. That's why I was also confused. If you have read the question.
So sorry, ma'am. Actually, I thought ki we have to, because that's the patient's major complaint. I thought last time just we shift to immediate to CRISP protocol. That's why I've shifted immediate to CRISP protocol.
That's the difference, you know. And in this one, you don't have to listen to the chest from the back, because this is not a pulmonary embolism. You'll treat it
Okay,
like
ma'am.
anastomotic leak. In that one, in pulmonary embolism, you had to even listen to the lungs, you know. It was important in that one, but not in this one.
I got it, ma'am. I got the Bose station now.
Hopefully, yes,
I will.
yes, yes. We'll practice
Sorry.
once again before your exam. Yes, continue, please.
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. I got the idea when to switch to the CRISP protocol.
No,
In the
yes,
pulmonary embolism status, in the post-op THR patient, do the chest first, slightly chest first, then shift to the CRISP protocol.
yes,
In this, slightly abdomen first, then shift to the CRISP protocol.
yes. That's the yes,
Yeah.
Dr. Zulkarnain.
Yes,
Ma'am,
madam.
one.
Okay. Dr. Kuldeep, continue. Ask your question.
Thank you, ma'am. Just I want to know one thing. Is the positive findings we have to gather from the examination, or it is written in that case what will be the positive finding? Might be something.
If it is
Sometime we will not.
if it is anastomotic leak, scenarios are traditional. If anything extra is given in the stem, it will be written outside in
Okay.
the stem in 1
Okay.
minute when you'll read. Otherwise, if you know it's anastomotic leak, then read through the scenario. Then remember, 30 seconds presentation is very important. I told you yesterday as well.
Yes,
Work
ma'am.
on it, write it down, work on it, because this is very important. You'll score 2 marks for it. I told you yesterday. And
Okay,
if
ma'am.
anything extra is given, it will be already mentioned. Nothing surprise will be given like in the patient. Everything will be
Okay, ma'am.
mentioned outside. And if there is something in the charts will be mostly normal, like nothing extraordinary will be there in patient's charts. Yes, Dr. Zulkarnain.
Okay, ma'am, as this patient is having chest pain and also that is radiating to the tip of the left shoulder,
Yes.
cannot we have that this patient is experience acute myocardial infarction post-op?
Will the
Cannot be
patient have
included in
pain
the
radiating
differences?
to the tip of the shoulder in that case? It's the, you know, diaphragmatic irritation, peritonitis, which causes, you know, the referred pain when patient has referred pain to the shoulder, tip of the shoulder.
Yes, ma'am. I am just I know that major diagnosis, major differential is our provisional diagnosis is anastomosis leak, typically for the 6th post-operative day, and then all this scenario. But can myocardial infarction be
Yes, one of
included
the
in differential diagnosis?
differential, definitely one of the differential diagnosis, you can add that as well, MI. But then you would have to justify your answer, your reason. Why do you think it's an MI? Did you feel that the rhythm was abnormal? What the patient was breathing heavily? Like how was the heart rate? How was the rhythm? How was the ECG? How were the ABGs? Like then you would have to justify why you have MI as number 1 and not in this case, because it's post-op case and it's colectomy. So the most common scenario that comes in the mind is anastomotic leak. That's most
Anastomosis leak.
realistic. Then you
Okay.
can say, okay, then it could even be pulmonary embolism because patient has shortness of breath. Then it could even be MI because patient was like having this. So I will do ECG, I will do echo or something. You'll tell in investigation how do you plan to manage When you are asked this question, then you can say, okay, these are my differentials that I'll keep in my mind. So I will do these investigations to rule out this. That's how it goes.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Yes. But
And ma'am, in this scenario, when the patient is critical, would we would we initiate our examination from pulse examination or directly we jump to the abdominal examination?
no, first journal examination, you did the journal examination, then you did the abdomen inspection, right? So
Okay,
you did that, and then because then the moment you did superficial palpation, patient would have pain, patient would not tolerate. Okay, the moment patient says, so you have to stop it. Okay, I cannot continue further. Patient is having too much pain. I cannot continue with the abdominal examination. I would have to switch it to CRIS protocol, and then you'll continue with the CRIS protocol.
okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
There are
ma'am.
just two CRIS protocol scenarios, one for abdomen and one for respiratory system. So
Yes,
just
ma'am.
be careful what system they are asking you to examine.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Thank you. Okay, started, and here is your question.